All right, today's lesson talks about fractions and how scary they are and how much we don't like doing them, but I'm here to show you how easy they are. Now, fractions are a lot easier than you think, but everyone likes to freak out about them. Never fear, Mr. Obera is here. So, first, adding and subtracting fractions. Now, both adding and subtracting follow the same rules as each other, except one you're adding and one you're subtracting, obviously. So let's talk about the fraction in general. Let's start with a simple 1/2, 1/2. Now remember, our top number of our fraction is called the numerator, and the bottom number is called the denominator, right? So let's start with some simple addition. Let's start with 1/2 plus
Tyler
2
Jessica, can you please go to the
halves.
bus loop? Tyler Jessica, can you please
So-
go to your bus?
So we have 1/2 plus 2/2, 1/2 plus 2/2. Now, the first thing you have to look for when adding fractions is look at your denominators. Are your denominators the same number? If they are, then you can go ahead and do the problem. Obviously, we have 2 here and a 2 here, so that checks out. Now we can add our fractions. Now, when you add fractions, all you do is add the top numbers, the numerators. So 1 plus 2, and that gets you 3. Your denominator, when subtracting and adding, stays the same. So if it's 2 here, it's 2 here. And our answer is 3/2. And it's as simple as that. Let's try something a little more. 5/8 minus 3/8. Okay? Now, same concept as addition. When you subtract fractions, your denominator must be the same. So in our fractions here, they're both 8, so we can go ahead and subtract the tops. Our numerator, 5 minus 3, and that gets us 2. Remember, our denominator stays the same, so it's 8. It's 8 here. Now, if we can reduce the problem, we will. Now we can reduce 2/8. How do we reduce fractions? Well, you look. Can I divide a number, or both of these numbers, by the same number? So what number can we divide 2 and 8 by? Well, because 2 is the highest number you can divide by, you can divide each number by 2. Obviously, you can't divide by 4 or 6 because 2 does not divide by 4 evenly. So we can do 2 divided by 2, and that gets us 1. And 8 divided by 2 gets us 4. And that's our final answer in reduced. Simple, yes? Yes. Say it with me. Yes, this is simple, Mr. Orbera. Now comes the fun part, where you all freak out about. But it's okay. It's not going to be that bad. Let's change up our denominators. 3/5 plus 6/9. Oh no, it's different. What are we going to do now? Trust in me. Trust in me. Now, remember, in order to add and subtract fractions, you must have the same common denominator. You must have the same bottom number. So, we have 5 here and 9 here, not the same number, obviously. So, we have to make it the same number. Now, how do we do that? Very simple. The easiest way to make a common denominator is to multiply your numbers together. Multiply. So, if we multiply our 5 and our 9, 5 times 9 is 45. That's our common denominator for both fractions. So once again, all I did was multiply my denominators, 5 times 9, and I got 45. Okay? Now, whatever I multiply the bottom by to get our down here, I have to multiply the numerator by the same number. So on this side, I have 5. In order to get 45, I multiplied by 9. So I multiplied by 9 here. Whatever I do here, I must do to the top. So the top also gets multiplied by 9. And 9 times 3 equals 27. Same thing for this side here. My bottom number is 9. How did I get 45 from 9? I had to multiply by 5. Whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. Because I multiplied 5 out here, I have to multiply by 5 on the top. Now, 9 times 5 is 45. 6 times 5 is 30. Now I have my common denominator. My common denominator is 45. I can add the top numbers, 27 plus 30. And when I do that, I get 57. The bottom stays the same as 45. Now, can I reduce 57 over 45? No. So I can leave it like this as an improper fraction, or if you're feeling adventurous, you can turn it into a mixed number. How do we turn things into mixed numbers again? How many times is 45 going to 57? Once. That's our whole number. How much is left over? 12. Our denominator is 45. Now we can reduce that as well if we really wanted to. We can divide each of these numbers by 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. 45 divided by 3 is 15. And that is our final answer, 1 and 1/15. Sorry, 1 and 4/15, right? But the main part here is this part. Remember, adding and subtracting, you must have a common denominator. Let's do one more with subtraction. Let's do 4 over 7 minus 8 over 9. So once again, we need a common denominator. So we look at our numbers. We have a 7 and a 9. To find an easy common denominator, all you have to do is multiply these two together. So 7 times 9 would be 63. 63 on this side minus, right, minus 63 on this side. Now, once again, to get your top numbers, we have to multiply whatever we did on the bottom to the top. So for this side here, to get 63 from 7, we have to multiply by 9. Whatever we multiply the bottom by, you must multiply the top by. So the top also gets multiplied by 9. So 7 times 9 is 63. 4 times 9 is 36. On the right side, 9 times 7 is 63. Multiply the top also by 7. And 8 times 7 is 56. Now we can subtract. Our bottom numbers are the same. Subtract your numerators. 36 minus 56 is negative 20 over 63, your bottom number. And this is our final answer. You cannot reduce it down, negative 20 over 63. So adding and subtracting fractions, the main thing to remember, you please write this down in your notes, is you have to have a common denominator. And the easiest way, remember, to have a common denominator is to multiply your denominators together to find the common one. Okay, it's that simple. Okay? Don't get freaked out by fractions. It's all going to be okay. Review the notes if you need to. Review the video if you need to, if you get trouble with this. And happy math.